So it looked like Bria Hartley is going into hiding. And it looked like Bria Hartley is running after news broke about Sophie Cunningham being out for the season.
It felt like Indiana's season collapsed in a single moment. Sophie Cunningham clutching her knee as Bria Hartley walked away with a smack. The Fever later confirmed an MCL tear, ending Sophie's season. While her family called on the league to protect players, Hartley's reaction drew outrage, sparking viral clips that painted her as careless, if not guilty. What happened next only added fuel, as Hartley made a move that suggests she knows the spotlight is on her. Is this a glimpse of what's to come? Damage control before a possible suspension? Was this a dirty play? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's break it down.
This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now, clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham.
What kept resurfacing wasn't just Sophie writhing on the floor. It was what the cameras caught right after. As trainers rushed to her side, one replay angle showed Hartley glancing back with what looked like a grin. That single frame went viral, looping endlessly across social feeds and becoming the flashpoint of outrage. Fans weren't debating collision anymore. They were dissecting that expression, pausing it, replaying it, and insisting it revealed everything about her intent.
Play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
The play itself was chaos. Up to that point, it was a back-and-forth battle, both teams trading blows. Then Hartley came barreling in at a strange angle, colliding with Sophie's planted leg. She crumpled instantly, clutching her knee, while the arena froze in stunned silence. But outside those walls, the conversation took a darker turn. Social media zeroed in on the replays, not of the injury, but of Hartley's reaction, fueling a storm that refused to die down.
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness. You know, scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
Context only poured gasoline on the fire. Hartley wasn't stepping into this moment with a clean slate. She already carried a reputation that made fans suspicious of her judgment. In past seasons, she'd been tossed from games after reckless collisions, and her most infamous moment came in a heated clash with Angel Reese, where a hair pull turned into a full-on viral scandal.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fight.
So when that smirk flashed across the cameras just moments after Sophie went down, it wasn't viewed in isolation. Those past altercations came rushing back, and suddenly fans weren't just reacting to one play. They were connecting dots to them. It looked less like bad luck and more like a pattern, even if the league hadn't made any official call on intent.
So Mike put this up about an hour ago. He said to all of those defending Bria Hartley, look at what she liked on Instagram. Emo, she's the dirtiest player in the league and should be kicked out. Most recently, Sophie Cunningham has been hurt with the knee tear and is out for the season. Look at this. Look at this. Now, Bria is the definition of consistency. Now, this is her liking this. This is her liking this post. Y'all see that? Breezy, 1414, and others. Bria is the definition. She's liking this post. Look at this. Death taxes and Bria Hartley always being at the scene of the crime. Now, that's her choke slamming Angel Reese.
Still, this wasn't the kind of injury you shake off. The test confirmed the worst, an MCL tear that ended Sophie's season on the spot. In that instant, what could have been brushed off as unfortunate basketball contact turned into something much larger, a flashpoint for debates about players' safety, accountability, and just how far the league is willing to go to protect its stars.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty play.
And yet, before the league even issued a statement, the outrage wasn't led by analysts or officials. It came from Sophie's own family. That in itself raised a damning question. Why did the burden of demanding accountability fall on them, instead of the referees who had the whistle in hand? The loudest voice was her sister Lindsay, whose post on X went viral. Maybe you should focus less on finding players or commenting on your poor officiating and more on hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Her words hit hard not just because they came from family, but because they echoed the exact frustrations players and fans have been voicing all season.
Maybe you should focus, her sister. Maybe you should focus less on finding players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are capable to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. The only good thing positive surrounding Sophie Cunningham coming out of this game, she looked in good spirits in the locker room.
The sting in Lindsay's words cut even deeper because of the history behind them. Sophie herself had already been fined earlier this season for criticizing officiating on her podcast and social media. That context made Lindsay's post resonate on another level, highlighting what many fans saw as upside-down priorities. Players were getting hit with fines for speaking out, yet dangerous contact on the court wasn't drawing the same immediate accountability. In that sense, her reaction wasn't just about Sophie's injury. It exposed a growing disconnect between the league's stated commitment to players' safety and the reality of how games were being called.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe this is Mama C. Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's playing mean and plays out of control. Looked out of control to me.
Sophie's mother, Paula Cunningham, only intensified the storm with a blunt post of her own, calling Hartley disgruntled and plain mean. Though she later deleted it, the fact it came directly from a parent gave the criticism a weight that random social media chatter never could. Fans saw it as validation, that the family closest to Sophie felt the same way they did about Hartley's reaction. And once Paula's post disappeared, screenshots spread even faster, fueling the debate over intent, accountability, and whether this raw frustration from a player's family might finally force the league's hand.
I know Bria, and I'm actually really good friends with Bria, and I have been waiting to get on the pod and so we could talk about this because I did want to tweet it out, but I don't think that there was no ill intent. I think it was basketball play. I was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. She fell. Like, there's no way that she would go in there and potentially try to hurt me. And so I had nothing but love for Bria. And I even told my mom because she tweeted something. I was like, no, Mom, I get it. But I promise you that I was like, Bria and I are super cool. And she would never try to hurt me because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but love. And so I hope people stop giving Bria some heat because I don't think she meant to do that.
Sophie's history with the league made her response hit even harder. Earlier in the season, she was fined for calling out officiating, but instead of backing down, she found a balance, defiant on social media yet measured and thoughtful on her podcast. That mix showed she wasn't just lashing out in anger, she was standing her ground and defending her dignity. Fans rallied behind her, flooding timelines with support and turning what could have been remembered as just another brutal Indiana setback into a rallying cry. Her willingness to speak up, even while injured, kept her voice central and shifted the pressure back onto the league. Meanwhile, the story around Hartley only grew. Her smirk clip was everywhere, and soon after, her social account were reportedly made private. For Indiana, the night carried its own proof of resilience too. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 38 points and led a 21-point comeback, the biggest in franchise history. And now the spotlight's on you. Did the officials fail to protect players? Or was this just bad luck? Is Hartley trying to clean up her mess with the league, possibly looking at a suspension? Do you think this was a dirty play? Share your thought below. Send well wishes for Sophie. And don't forget to subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a breakdown.